Good morning, free-range, free-loading vagrant chickens. How are you today? Welcome to Blackpack Homestead, you little vagrants. You little vagrant chickens. Don't get in the garden. I'm going to have to take you back to your mama. I'm going to have to take you back to Avery and Mel, because if you start eating the stuff in my garden, we're going to have words. And I'm sure neighbor back here, that way, I'm sure he wouldn't appreciate you eating his peppers either. You guys just stay right there in those woods and eat the fly larvae out of the quail poop and out of the rabbit poop. But no garden. No garden, free-range freeloaders. Okay? Don't be vagrants. Be free-range freeloaders, not vagrants. Oh, you hear that crow? I heard that crow too. You better watch out. We have hawks. We have hawks, little chickens. We have hawks. Alright. Well, I wasn't going to start this video yet, but I'm on my way to go let out Chris's mom and dad's chickens and give y'all a little bit of an update on our little firecracker, sweet baby Henry. I'll meet you at Chris's mom and dad's house. See you there. Come on, birdie birdies. Come on, birdie birdies. I'm going to show you their rooster egg. He was a tiny, cutie little chicken. Can't remember his breed, but I just saw him do the deed. So these girls are going to start laying soon. That's an egg right there. And he is a gorgeous, gorgeous rooster. Isn't he beautiful? Mom has a beautiful flock. Doesn't she? Okay, that gets their scratch. Let's go give Jack and Blue, two beautiful roosters. I wish I could remember the names of the breeds. They've got some gorgeous chickens, don't they? Mom and Dad did a good job picking their breeds. They've got some very rare breeds in there. Maybe if you know, comment below. It's my sister-in-law. I'm going to talk to her and give her an update, and I'll be back with y'all. Okay, got off the phone call with my sister-in-law. Finished taking care of the chickens. And now I want to give you an update on our sweet firecracker, Henry. As you know from our last update, they removed the ECMO, which was basically, being his heart, because he was born with Hypoplastic Left Heart Syndrome, which essentially means he did not have basically a left ventricle or left side to his heart. We knew that Henry was going to have this issue before he was born, and when I would pray, even before we knew, I would pray for Henry to be whole and complete, exactly as God wanted him to be. And my niece Megan was pregnant at the same time with Hattie, and I would pray the exact same prayer for Megan and Hattie as I prayed for Kat and Henry. And Henry was born whole and complete. Henry was born exactly perfect, exactly how God intended Henry to be, and I want that to be understood first and foremost. But as I said, they removed the ECMO about a week ago. Chris's parents flew down right after that, and the reason they removed it, as I said in the last video, is he began to have lots of clots in his lungs, and they couldn't manage it, and that bumped him off the transplant list. So being that he was bumped off the transplant list, the ECMO was just, doing its job, sustaining life. So Kat and Gordon made the tough decision to remove the ECMO machine and continue with the ventilator. He has a trach, which is, an artificial opening in his neck that he can breathe through. And they decided, at that time to leave the ventilator, and Kat and Gordon got to dress him because they hadn't been able to really dress him since he was put on the ECMO. So they've dressed him up, put him in his clothes, they've held him, they've loved him. Chris's mom and dad have held him, they've loved him, they've kissed him, they've talked to him. They've sent us beautiful videos of Kat and Henry and Chris's mom and Henry. And we got a call on Monday from Gordon, Henry's dad, saying that on Thursday they were going to remove the ventilator. Today is Wednesday, September 16th. Tomorrow is Thursday. It's a little bit overwhelming to talk about. I don't know once they remove the ventilator how long Henry will last. There's no way to know. It's in God's time. All of this has been in God's time. And right now, if you have a little one in your life, even if your child is grown, a teenager, I want you to go to your children right now, and I want you to hug them, and I want you to thank God that they're in your life and that you've had the opportunity to be their parent. And then especially if you have a little one, baby, toddler, around 16, 18 months, when that baby fusses and you can't get it to go down to sleep, when it's driving you mad, and it's getting into everything that you don't want it to. I want you to take a deep breath, and I don't want you to be frustrated. I want you to thank God for those moments. And I want you to remember Henry. And I want you to look at that baby, that toddler, that child, and you say, "You fuss, buddy. You fuss." And you do it for Henry. Do it for Henry, guys. Go hug your babies. Go hug your adult children. Life is a vapor, folks. Life is a vapor. I don't care if you've not spoken to your son, your daughter, your mom, your dad. I don't care if it's been years. I don't care if it's been months. I don't care if it's been days. I want you to find that child. And if they live far away, call them. That adult child, that teenager at college. And just say, "I thank God for you. I thank God for every mess you made. Every time you tried my patience." And do it for Henry. As you guys know, I babysit my great niece Hattie. She's 2 months younger than Henry. 2 months. Henry is 17 months and Hattie is 15 months. And yesterday, I brought her out here with me to let the chickens out. And she was running and playing with the chickens and throwing scratch grains, and I almost brought the camera. But I decided not to. I needed that moment with Hattie. And yesterday it crossed my mind, baby, you do it for Henry. You climb up on that pergola and you jump off, and I'm going to catch you, and we're going to do it for Henry. She petted these chickens, these friendly, sweet chickens, and I was like, baby, you do it for Henry. And when we got home and we ate lunch, it was nap time, and she was really fussing hard. really trying my patience. Nothing I did worked, and I could feel that frustration that every parent feels, aunt, babysitter. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna be frustrated. Baby, you fuss, and you do it for Henry. So I did something yesterday that I don't usually do. I usually put her in her crib when she naps, and I rock her to sleep. But yesterday, as I rocked my precious Hattie, I thought I really need to cuddle with her on the couch. And I never sleep with her. I rock her, I put her in the crib, she sleeps, even when she spends the night. It's a bad habit to get into. I definitely know. So I scooped her up, got her passy and her blankie, laid down on the couch with her. I didn't know if it was going to work. She usually wants down, wallows. And I told her, alright, Hattie, it's nap time. You gotta stop. It's time to close your eyes. Lay down here with Aunt Rella. Let's take a nap. And that baby laid down and snuggled in with me and went to sleep. She and I had a nap together yesterday, with her on my chest. And when she woke up, and she stretched her arms out to me, she says, Relda, and a big smile. She hugs me so tight. It's priceless. And I needed that yesterday as I laid there before I fell asleep watching that gorgeous, gorgeous baby doll sleep. As I laid there with her on my arm and on my shoulder, and I watched her sleep before I fell asleep. And I was thankful. And I'm so blessed. I'm blessed beyond measure. I may not have got to meet Henry. I may not have got to spend time with Henry, because they live very far away. His daddy's in the military, and he's stationed in Oklahoma currently, so they've been away from home in Missouri for months. With that precious little red-headed firecracker. And I've got to know Henry through videos, postcards made, stories that Chris's mom and dad told me about him when they went to visit shortly after he came home from the hospital when he was born. But I love him. I love him like I've held him in my arms, because I feel like with Hattie I have. I didn't know this when Megan chose the name Hattie for her little girl. But at Megan's baby shower, she got one of those things that tells you the meaning of your child's name. And one of the first things it says is that Hattie is the feminine of Henry. And I thought that was really cool in that moment before they were both born, and have thought it was cool since they were both born, and they have similar names, and they are 2 months apart. Henry was born in April of 2019, and Hattie was born in June of 2019. So seeing the stages Hattie was going through, then seeing Henry run around in his walker on videos, and it was really nice to see that he was doing the same thing she was, and I would comment to Kat about, yeah, Hattie's doing this, and and it was awesome. And I wouldn't trade that for the world. He is a precious boy, and I'm thankful every day to know him, to have him in my family, to have the privilege to see his life blossom, and to know that he is perfect. Henry's perfect. He is exactly what God intended for Henry. Henry has a purpose. Henry's life has more meaning than people that live 80, 90 years. This child has taught us so many lessons. How to be strong, how to fight. He's also brought great joy. Great joy. Hopefully Henry's touched your life in some way. Hopefully you went and you followed Henry the Heart Warrior on Facebook and got to know more of Henry's story than I can share. Hopefully he has blessed you with his life. Hopefully you learned something from hearing about Henry. Maybe you learned about Hypoplastic Left Heart Syndrome. Maybe you are more grateful and thankful for your children, or your nieces and nephews in my case, your family. Don't take your family for granted. Don't. That's one thing God gives you that should always be there. Go hug those babies, whether they're 60 years old or they're brand newborn babies. They're still your babies. Do it for Henry. And continue to pray as Henry transitions and as our family goes through this process. Please pray for Kat and Gordon that they never doubt a choice they made, a decision that they made to advocate for Henry. And Henry was meant to be Kat and Gordon's son. And he couldn't have had a better mama or a better daddy. And just pray that they never doubt that they did everything perfect. They did everything within their power. They did everything right. But just pray for our family, because those of us that aren't able to go and be there for Kat and Gordon and Henry, it really weighs heavy on us. So just please pray. Pray that we walk through this with strength, courage, grace, words of kindness to each other. Pray that this brings us closer than our family's ever been before. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming out here with me to Chris's mom and dad's to release the chickens and get an update on Henry. I'm going to post this today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your prayers for Henry and our family. Thank you for always being there in the comments to lift us up and let us know that you're praying, and the encouragement we receive is priceless. Just thanks. That's all I can say. I have no words. Just remember to go hug your babies. Do it for Henry. And be thankful and grateful when that child is frustrating or getting into everything. Say, you go, baby. You do it for Henry. Thanks for watching again. Have a blessed day. And we'll see you here next time at the Blackpack Homestead. Take care. God bless. Thanks for all the prayers. And bye-bye.